a living legend in the world of boxing, the greatest boxer of his generation. Many people draw the line and say he is the greatest boxer of all time. Mentioned in the line.
Terrence Crawford to the ring, and Crawford now makes his big entrance to this huge. He was kicked out of 5 schools for fighting. I wonder what that. All around the arena, people stand.
24 world title bouts. He is undefeated in his 18-year campaign with a record of 47 wins, no losses, 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the pound-for-pound great and the pay-per-view king, boxing's future Hall of Famer, the sensational 11-time world champion in 5 weight divisions. Please welcome the reigning, the defending, and the undefeated WCNWA welterweight and super welterweight champion of the world, Floyd.
What happens when the most technically perfect boxer in history faces the most dangerous modern-day destroyer? This isn't just a fantasy matchup. It's a collision of eras, minds, and undefeated legacies. Floyd Mayweather, the defensive genius who humiliated champions, versus Terrence "Bud" Crawford, the switch-hitting powerhouse who dismantles opponents both mentally and physically. Speed, IQ, timing, power, everything is on the line. Boxing fans around the world are asking the same question. Who truly wins when perfection meets raw violence? Mayweather retired undefeated, controlling distance, money, and moments like no one before him. Crawford, on the other hand, rose through the divisions doing the exact opposite, hunting opponents, switching stances, and finishing elite champions with ruthless precision. This fight isn't about age, hype, or headlines. It's about boxing intelligence versus modern aggression. In this breakdown, we dive deep into styles, strategies, pivotal moments, and knockout possibilities in one of the most talked about dream fights in boxing history. Crawford walks into the ring like a storm, a calculated tactician who dismantles champions like clockwork. Fans aren't here for respect. They want answers. Can Mayweather's flawless defense withstand Crawford's relentless switch-hitting assault? Is the king still untouchable, or has the throne already shifted? This isn't just a battle of past versus present. It's dominance versus destiny, where every punch can rewrite history. If you think legends are safe in retirement, think again. This showdown has rewritten every rule of boxing. Whether you believe Mayweather still proves he's the maestro, or Crawford shatters the untouchable aura, one thing is clear: the world has witnessed history in motion. Share your reactions in the comments, and if you crave more legendary boxing showdowns, hit subscribe, because the fight game just got electrified. Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated icon, self-proclaimed TBE, the best ever, has officially thrown down a challenge to none other than Terrence "Bud" Crawford, widely regarded as one of the most dominant pound-for-pound fighters of his generation. The question reverberating across boxing is simple. Is this a genuine challenge, or just another classic Mayweather money move to keep his name trending and his brand untouchable? It all started when Mayweather and Crawford sat down for what was meant to be a thoughtful conversation about legacies, careers, and the future of boxing. But in true Mayweather fashion, the discussion quickly turned. Never one to fade into the background, Floyd reminded everyone of his pristine 50-0 record, his technical mastery, and his unwavering belief that no fighter, past, present, or future, could outthink or outmaneuver him when the stakes are highest. Then came the bombshell. "Bud, you and I can get in there and settle this once and for all." The room shifted instantly. Crawford, known for his calm precision and calculated aggression, now faced the living embodiment of boxing perfection. The stage was set, and the boxing world held its breath. Crawford, with his calm and composed demeanor, responded only with a smirk. He didn't take the bait outright, likely because his focus is locked on a looming megafight against Canelo Alvarez this September, arguably the most dangerous and historic opportunity of his career. Still, Mayweather's words couldn't simply be ignored. A Mayweather versus Crawford showdown, whether realistic or not, sends shockwaves of speculation, drama, and curiosity through a sport that thrives on storylines. So what's really happening here? Is Floyd genuinely considering leaving retirement to test himself against an active world champion in his prime? Or is this simply another masterstroke in his business playbook? For years, Mayweather has built his empire not only on unmatched skill but also on calculated marketing genius. Every word, every hint of a fight drives headlines, clicks, and revenue. Yet, beyond the hype lies the practical question. Does this fight even make sense? Mayweather has been retired for years, participating only in exhibition matches that offered massive paydays without risking his legendary 50-0 record. Could he truly step back into a sanctioned professional fight against a force like Crawford? Or is this simply another money move designed to generate buzz, boost streaming value, and create a multi-million-dollar spectacle? One fact is undeniable. Mayweather's bold challenge has reignited the age-old debate. What would really happen if Floyd fought a prime elite fighter of this generation? But with Crawford already chasing history against Canelo, does he even care about Mayweather's call-out? Mayweather, as always, remains unshaken in his self-belief. In his mind, there's no debate. He is the greatest ever. An undefeated 50-0 record, world titles across 5 divisions, a career defined by defensive genius and business brilliance. But Crawford is no ordinary opponent. Widely regarded as the best pound-for-pound fighter today, he has forged a staggering legacy of his own. A 3-division world champion and the first fighter in history to become undisputed in 2 weight classes. Crawford is as complete as they come, blending speed, intelligence, and precision with ruthless efficiency. Crawford combines lightning-fast power with an almost supernatural ability to switch stances mid-fight, adapting seamlessly to any opponent. While he has shown respect for Mayweather's greatness, Crawford has never shied away from claiming he can beat anyone, even Floyd himself. For him, this isn't empty trash talk. It's a conviction forged through relentless confidence, honed by experience, and backed by his team. Brian "BOAC" McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer and strategist, has reinforced this belief, insisting that Bud's aggressive mentality, elite ring IQ, and methodical approach to dismantling opponents could give him the edge over even a legend like Floyd Mayweather. Once again, Mayweather has shaken the boxing world with a move no one saw coming. The undefeated icon, self-proclaimed TBE the best ever, has officially called out none other than Terrence "Bud" Crawford, widely regarded as the most feared pound-for-pound fighter of this generation. The burning question remains, is this a genuine challenge, or another classic Mayweather business maneuver to keep his brand at the center of global headlines? It all started during what was meant to be a respectful discussion about careers, legacies, and boxing's future. But, true to form, Floyd turned the moment into a spectacle. He reminded everyone of his flawless 50-0 record, his defensive brilliance, and his belief that no fighter in history could outthink him inside the ropes. Then came the bombshell. "Bud, you and I can get in there and settle this once and for all." The atmosphere shifted instantly. Crawford, calm and calculated, merely smirked. His focus remains fixed on the September megafight against Canelo Alvarez, the most dangerous and high-stakes bout of his career. Yet Mayweather's words cannot be ignored. With Crawford versus Canelo already hyped as one of the era's most anticipated fights, Floyd's sudden challenge injects new intrigue. Is Mayweather seriously aiming to prove he can still dominate a prime, active champion? Or is this a strategic marketing play designed to sustain his billion-dollar empire, maximize pay-per-view relevance, and keep his name trending worldwide? Fans, analysts, and investors alike are asking the same question. Beyond the headlines lies another dilemma. Does this fight even make sense? Mayweather has been retired for years, focusing on global exhibition events and building his luxury brand. Could he truly return to the high-pressure environment of a sanctioned fight against a monster like Crawford? Or is this simply another masterclass in hype, designed to spark viral debate, boost speculation, and potentially secure yet another massive payday? One thing is clear: Mayweather's bold call-out has reignited a timeless debate. What would happen if Floyd faced a prime, elite fighter of this generation? Could the defensive genius still outmaneuver the best? When it comes to Floyd Mayweather, one thing has never changed. He doesn't fight unless the payday is massive. With Canelo Alvarez recently securing a staggering $150 million deal, Floyd is paying close attention. Canelo's mega contract proves that elite fighters can still command jaw-dropping paydays. And as boxing's self-proclaimed money man, Floyd isn't about to let anyone steal his crown. His entire brand is built on being the sport's biggest revenue generator. If Canelo earns 9 figures, Mayweather will demand double. History explains why. His 2015 showdown with Manny Pacquiao brought in over $300 million, shattering every pay-per-view record. 2 years later, his crossover fight with Conor McGregor earned roughly $275 million, proving his star power extends far beyond boxing. That's why the idea of facing Terrence Crawford sparks both excitement and skepticism. Hardcore boxing fans would love it, but casual audiences, the ones who drive million-dollar pay-per-view numbers, might not be as invested. The business side is even more complex. Canelo's deal was backed by promotional giants DAZN and PBC, who see him as a guaranteed global draw. Mayweather, now 47, has no titles, no promotional contract, and mostly participates in exhibitions. A sanctioned fight with Crawford would require an unprecedented investment, potentially exceeding $300 million. But would broadcasters and sponsors take that risk? Even if negotiations began, history suggests they could drag on for years, just like the Mayweather-Pacquiao saga. Floyd would want full control: promotions, venue, streaming rights, sponsorship splits, and global marketing. The bigger question remains, would the fight be worth that kind of money? For purists, Mayweather versus Crawford is a dream. But without mainstream buzz, it may never reach the commercial heights of his previous blockbusters. Floyd Mayweather calling out Terrence Crawford has the boxing world buzzing, but turning that buzz into a historic, financially viable event is a whole other challenge. Turning Mayweather's challenge into reality is far more complicated. At the end of the day, Floyd doesn't step into the ring for anything less than a record-breaking payday. If promoters can't justify risking hundreds of millions on a fight with uncertain pay-per-view numbers, Mayweather versus Crawford may never move beyond headlines. That's the harsh business truth. So, which fight truly matters more, Mayweather versus Crawford or Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez? Both carry massive stakes, but they appeal to very different audiences. A showdown with Canelo is about current dominance. 2 active champions colliding, one moving up in weight to chase greatness, the other defending his position as boxing's biggest star. Mayweather versus Crawford, on the other hand, is about legacy, spectacle, and the clash between an undefeated legend and today's pound-for-pound king. Floyd hasn't competed at the elite level for nearly a decade. His recent exhibitions brought in huge money but carried no championship significance. Still, whenever Floyd hints at a return, the boxing world listens. A fight against Crawford would dominate sports headlines instantly. Would it deliver the excitement and career-defining impact of Crawford versus Canelo? Hardcore boxing fans might argue no. Beating a 47-year-old Mayweather doesn't carry the same weight as defeating an active champion like Canelo. From a financial perspective, though, Mayweather's brand remains unmatched. Even his exhibition with Logan Paul, which had no official winner, generated millions in revenue. If Mayweather versus Crawford happened as a sanctioned, legitimate fight, it could easily rank among the highest-grossing events in boxing history. But here's the question everyone is asking. Can the spectacle match the stakes? And would the business world be willing to gamble that much money on it? The biggest problem? Floyd would demand the richest payday in boxing history. With Canelo reportedly securing $150 million, Mayweather's ego and marketing power wouldn't settle for anything less than double that. He'd likely push for $300 million or more, positioning himself once again as boxing's ultimate money machine. But today's landscape is different. Promoters rely on streaming deals, digital partnerships, and global broadcasting rights. Would any network or sponsor risk that kind of money for a fight with no championship belts on the line? That's why Floyd is far more likely to continue with exhibitions. They protect his undefeated record, generate massive pay-per-view revenue, and minimize risk. Why gamble his legacy when he can keep cashing checks without facing real danger? From a fantasy matchup perspective, prime Mayweather was almost untouchable. His defense, footwork, and ring IQ neutralized the best fighters of his era. Pacquiao, Canelo, Cotto. But Crawford brings something different. Switch hitting ability, relentless pressure, and knockout power. A prime versus prime battle between these two would spark endless debate. Could Floyd's slick defensive mastery shut Crawford down? Or would Crawford's aggression finally break through? Sadly, we'll never know. That leaves fans with speculation. Would Mayweather truly risk everything for Crawford? Or is this just another masterclass in marketing? And perhaps the biggest question of all, could a Mayweather versus Crawford fight outshine Crawford versus Canelo in revenue, spectacle, and legacy?